This is Rita Dairit and this is Buhay Parang Life, where we discuss issues about this thing called life. Thank you, my dear viewers, for tuning into this episode. In this episode, I bring you to France. Paris is home to many magnificent churches and cathedrals. After all, three important Marian events happened in Paris in the beginning of the 19th century, in which God spoke about the Immaculate Heart of Mary. The first was the apparition of the Virgin to Saint Catherine Labouré, requesting the Miraculous medal. The second occurred in 1836 in the parish of Our Lady of Victories, and the third was the Green Scapular. In this pilgrimage, the first two churches that we visited was the Our Lady of Victories and the Chapelle of Our Lady of Miraculous Medal, also known as the Chapel at Rue de Bac, since it is located at the Mother House of the Daughters of Charity in Rue de Bac, Paris. In December of 1629, the first stone was placed to build a convent church for the Augustinian priest, and it was named Our Lady of Victories in appreciation to the Virgin Mother for the victories won by France. Numerous graces and answered prayers received through the intercession of the Blessed Mother is attributed to this church. Saint Therese of Lisieux was reputed to have recovered from a serious childhood illness in 1883 after a novena of masses at the church.
My name is Millicent. Actually, I am the daughter-in-law of Lucilla Di Bianco. And my story here is I was named after the Miraculous medal, and therefore my devotion is to the Miraculous medal because my mom, took a while to help me. And my whole name being Maria Milagros Millicent Mariana Manyoska Di Bianco. And in turn, I actually have a continued devotion to Our Lady of Victory, also known as Maria Lanakila in Hawaii, and specifically in Maui, which is where myself and the whole family, the whole Di Bianco family, actually prayed during our visit to Hawaii, and prayed to Our Lady of Victory, Maria Lanakila, for a child, seeing that she actually has taken about 11 years until she arrived, and we're gifted and blessed by her. And here is Miranda, our only child, who came to us after 11 years of prayers and devotion to Mother Mary. We actually took her back to Maria Lanakila on a gift from Dad, actually, because he said we need to go back to say thank you to Maria Lanakila. So,
my name is Dada, or Erlinda Cagiat in my former name. I don't know how long that was, maybe in the 70s, I was invited by Mrs. D to join a pilgrimage. This is the first pilgrimage that I joined. I don't believe in pilgrimage. I know that the pilgrimage is me, because when I go to church, that's my pilgrimage. But when we went over to the shrine, parang sabi ni Mother Mary sa akin, "Ha, you don't believe in pilgrimage? Then why are you here?" So sabi ko ganun, "Mother," I was just like, I'm talking to her like, "Mother, I'm here because I want to visit you." "All right, you want to visit me? Then wear something that will remind you of your visit." I started wearing the rosary, the medal. Now the medal, I'm telling you, I get little miracles every time. When I have a problem with my family, I go to her because I know that she will answer me, not perfectly like how I want it, but she will answer me the way she would think I would feel peace, not an answer to my request. So you know what? I totally believe in her because she's miraculous. She's the miracle. And I continue to love her in every way I can.
In this chapel, we saw two saints, the incorrupt body of Saint Catherine Labouré and a reliquary holding the relics of Saint Louis de Marillac, founder of the Daughters of Charity. Saint Louis was canonized in 1934 and we celebrate her feast day on March 15. She was declared patroness of social workers in 1960. Also in this chapel is the little blue chair where Our Lady sat during her apparition to Saint Catherine. I was just in awe as I looked at this chair because after all, the Blessed Mother herself sat on it. To Chartres belongs the distinction of being not only the oldest shrine in France, but also in all probability, the oldest shrine of Our Lady in the world. And it is a grand cathedral, such magnificent design. A reputed garment of Mary, the Sancta Carmisa, is preserved in the treasury. This garment was acquired in the year 876, and it is believed to be the tunic that the Blessed Virgin wore at the time of Christ's birth. Again, looking at this tunic of the Blessed Mother, me and my co-pilgrims, we could not stop praying and taking pictures because after all, this piece of clothing was actually worn by the Blessed Mother. We are so blessed to have visited the Basilica of St. Therese because this year marked the 150th birth anniversary of the one whom Pius VI canonized as the greatest saint of modern times. And so there is the Holy Door, which grants plenary indulgence to those who pass it, of course with the usual requirements of confession, the Holy Eucharist, and prayers for the intentions of the Holy Father.
This theology is also known as spiritual childhood.
Mont Saint-Michel is one of the most popular destinations in France, next to the Eiffel Tower. But of course, we were all excited to visit this very famous sanctuary. It is said that the island was originally called Mont Saint-Michel, but became known as Mont Saint-Michel in the 8th century when Saint Aubert, Bishop of Avranches, built an oratory there after having a vision of the Archangel Saint Michael. It rapidly became a pilgrimage center, and in the year 966, a Benedictine abbey was built there. Our Lady of Pontmain, also known as Our Lady of Hope, is the title given to the Virgin Mary following her apparition at Pontmain, France on January 17, 1871. The apparition occurred at the height of the war in France. Again, the Lady appeared to children, and again, the message of the Blessed Mother is to pray. I believe that the Blessed Mother always appeared to young innocent children because of their propensity to believe, especially at the sight of a motherly, lovely woman. At Pontmain, Mary is a sign of hope in the midst of war. And truly, that is what the Blessed Mother is to us. A sign of hope when we are in despair. A sign of hope when things are not clear.
Tingnan po natin ito, si Bernadette Soubirous at age 14. Sinimulan dalawin ni Mama Mary 18 times. At age 14, no read, no write, sickly, asthmatic.
She was canonized as saint of the church in 1933. And you know, because of her, the place that we will be going, Lourdes, has been visited yearly by pilgrims, even in other denominations. 5 million a year pre-pandemic. Just that place. And this young woman, thinking people thought that she was a lunatic, seeing all sorts of visions 80 times. Many wanted her to end up in the asylum. May tama eh. Messiah, nakikita si Mama Mary. But little did they know that this would be the way Our Lady would choose emissaries. The lowly, the simple, the humble, the weakling. And what was the call given to Bernadette for her to spread all over the world? It is just a simple call of prayer, dasal tayo, and penance. Pagsisihan ng ating mga kasalanang ginawa sa pamamagitan ng mga konting hirap. Because that is where we participate in the cross of Jesus. For if you want to follow me, deny yourself and pick up your cross. At one instance, when she was having this vision of Our Lady, naku, yung kandila na hawak-hawak niya ay, naku, nasusunog na yung kamay niya. And yet she never felt any burn at all. And that was the union that she had with Our Lady. She learned from St. Bernard, her favorite patron saint. Kayo ba may favorite patron saint? No, pag-aralan ninyo ang buhay. At sundin ninyo. From him, she learned humility and the spirit of sacrifice. And that's why you will see those chosen by Our Lady to be her ambassadors or emissaries. Did you notice how in their simplicity and humility, after they have done their work, listen to what Bernadette said. The Virgin used me as a broom to remove the dirt. When the work is done, the broom is put aside of the door again. And therefore, when given the opportunity to serve, this is something that you should not miss out. Do everything. And after that, if you have done your work, then Lord, thank you for using me. Of course, as we all know, it's a good thing that we started here in Ever to understand the seer, the instrument used by Our Lady to promote the message of Lourdes. And how would I summarize this encounter of Bernadette with Our Lady? 4 ways. Paki-repeat na lang po, ha? Okay, are you ready? The first, learn to love without condition. Paki-ulit. Talk without bad intention. Give without any reason. And most of all, care for people without expectation. I will not be surprised if Our Lady will visit you tonight. But have a welcoming heart, a generous soul, and an open hand to say, here I am, Our Lady, I come to do your will.
Thank you, my dear viewers, for watching this episode. Special thanks to our pilgrim chaplains, Monsignor Matt Garcia, to my co-pilgrims, to all the tour guides, and of course to Bessie, Voyager Travel and Tours for all the fun and the love that was shown in this pilgrimage. Remember, my dear brothers and sisters, we are all pilgrims on earth, and we should never lose sight of our destination, our final destination, which is, according to God's will, heaven. This is Rita Dayrit reminding you today, haba-habaan po ang pasensya sapagkat ang buhay parang life.